welcome back to my channel. If you're a new viewer, then hey, I'm Elizabeth, and I have a little contouring tutorial for you guys today. And if there's one thing that I'd love to say before I even start this whole thing, is that you guys should walk away with this. Like, you guys need this highlighter. It's from WetNWild, and it's in the, well, I'll leave everything in the description, but this highlighter basically gives a whole golden hour effect, and it would work with any skin color or skin tone, if I should say. And another thing that I'd also like to recommend to you guys is the face contouring palette, and it's by Beauty Treats. The one thing that I love about this palette is that it has this shade over here, and that helps me with my whole nose contour and highlighting, and you guys have been screaming over it on Instagram, so I'm finally going to show you guys how I achieve this look. So please stay tuned, watch to the end. And so with a moisturized face, I'll be using the LA Girl Pro.Prep to prime my face. I still don't know what a primer does, but all I know is that it's going to help me keep my foundation on for a longer period of time. For more defined eyebrows, I use a tweezer, and please don't mind my broken scissor. So with my tweezer, I'll be plucking my hair, and because it gets painful, I apply any liquid like saliva or water, and that helps with reducing the pain. So because I've been doing this for many years, I know the exact shape that I want my eyebrows to be in, and I basically just pluck out the excess hair. I'll be using a toothbrush to brush my eyebrows up and prepare them for the next stage, which is trimming my hair into the shape that I'd want my eyebrows to look like. And then with my tweezer, I'll be tweezing out all the random hair, and I'll be repeating the same process on the lower part of my eyebrow. So with my WetNWild foundation, I'll be applying my WetNWild foundation on all the dark spots and areas on my face. And then I'll be using a wet beauty blender, and I used a patting motion to apply the foundation and spread it around my face. And what this helps with is creating a skin-like texture on my face. So I'll be going in with a second layer on top of all the dark spots that were missed. And yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of spots that I didn't manage to hide. So afterwards, this is how my skin looks like. It's flawless, no flaw, no whatsoever. So I'll be going in with my Essence eyebrow kit, and I'll be filling in my eyebrows. And I basically don't use the same eyebrow technique that all the beauty content creators use, because my eyebrows are already thick and they're already in shape thanks to the first step. So I just plan on making it darker and all that. And basically I just apply the product in a very messy way, and you guys will see why in the next stage. But as you can see, I'm applying the product in strokes that go upwards, so yeah. So I'll be using the same foundation that I used all over my face, and I'm just basically cleaning up all the excess product from the eyebrows, and this basically just helps put them back into like some crisp eyebrow shape. So I'll be using the face contouring palette, and I'll be taking the darkest shade, and the first thing I do is tap the product off and apply it lightly on my cheeks. And what this does is create a little guideline for me, so that I know how exactly, like where exactly the shadows fall when I add more of the product. So now that you've created your guidelines, you're just going to have to keep building up the product. And I like a more snatched face, but if you want a more natural type of looking contour, then you can just leave it at the guideline stage. So with my WetNWild contouring palette, I'll be taking the darker shade and I'll be warming up my cheeks and the lower part of my face. So I'll be going in with my Essence Get Picture Ready contouring palette, and I'll be using it on my forehead. As you can see, I'm basically going in on the edge of my forehead and going in like a 3 type of direction. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, what this does is reduce the size of your forehead. Now, I don't know if you guys have also been called out for having big foreheads, but ever since I did this, guys, my forehead has been looking snatched. Then with the lighter shade, I'll be using it to brighten up my under eyes. And this is a step that you guys can use if you don't want to bake or use baking powder. I don't know if that's what it's called, but I have never really baked, and this step just basically helps me a lot. And as you can see, I am basically highlighting around my nose. And what this does is create a natural nose contouring for me instead of having to draw lines on the edge of my nose. So I'll be going in with my WetNWild Natural Finish Setting Spray, and I'll be applying it all over my face. And this helps with 2 things. Not only does it help with setting your face, but it helps make things easier when you are blending in your makeup. And this is simply because I'll be going in with a lighter shade under my eyes just to brighten up my under eyes. And what this basically does, guys, is create a snatched type of look. Then I'll be using a clean brush to blend in everything. Then I'll be using the same clean brush to wipe out the product and also blend in everything else. Now for my favorite part, I'll be using my finger and applying the highlighter on my nose. I start off with the bridge of my nose and then I try to blend it out with my fingers. Then I'll be applying it at the tip of my nose to create some kind of Tinkerbell effect. So now that we look like Tinkerbell, I'll be taking my WetNWild highlighter and I'll be applying it on my cheeks in order to create a golden hour effect. And I'll also be using it on my forehead and other places. This makeup look is perfect as a base and it could help give you some great highlight effects. And yeah, this is the final look. I hope you guys like it and I hope you guys like and subscribe if you guys thought it was informative.